You know, we've been pushing for civic requirements in high school to ensure really that our students, I know, right, can learn the foundational principles of our country and what it actually means to be free. We've forgotten how fragile that is. So why are we seeing really the disconnect between our young people and the opportunities that truly exist in this country and that America provides?
Well, first of all, can we just give your great governor a round of applause here? She is dominant. She is totally dominant. School choice, example for the rest of the country. It does start with education. And I'm going to tell them about a conversation we had in your office, right? I mean, my whole game is, if we're going to say it behind closed doors, we'll say it in public. I think that there's no reason why every high school student who graduates in this country should not have to pass the same civics test that an immigrant, like my parents, had to pass in order to become citizens of this country. You got to know something about that country. I'm going to share a fact to you. Some people you may think I'm just making this up. This is actually a survey conducted 2 months ago, widely conducted survey by the Reboots Foundation. 60% of young Americans, think about that, 6 out of 10 young Americans say they would sooner give up their right to vote than to give up their access to TikTok. I'm not making that up. So the reality is why? Young people don't value a country they're taught to hate. Young people don't value a country that they don't even know anything about. And so this campaign, if it's about one thing, the way I'm going to lead this country, if it's about one thing, is reviving this idea of citizenship, actually. What does it mean to be a citizen of this nation? And I know this is a little heavy for a Saturday morning, but I just think it's important that we talk about it. We're taught to believe that citizenship is, what do I get? What do I get? What am I entitled to? And as the 14th Amendment would say, what are the privileges of citizenship? Well, I think we ought to ask ourselves a different question. And I think this is a place where conservatives can lead the way. I think the question we ought to ask is, what are our duties as citizens? That's really what citizenship is about. And our first duty is to know something about this country and then to pledge allegiance to it. And I think this is a deep moment for conservatives to look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves who we are. Because for a long time, even people like me, what do I stand for? And I still stand for it, the American dream, the individualist, the capitalist in me. To say that I will achieve anything I want with my own hard work and commitment and dedication. I'm an individualist, and I will not apologize for capitalism, and that's a good thing. I'm proud of it. That is who we are. That is definitely who we are, but it is half the story. We can also admit at the same time that there's the other half of us that is still a citizen of a nation and that we have civic duties to that nation. Those aren't contradictory. Those go together. When we ask the question of what does it mean to be an American, I remember 1776. It was the year of the wealth of nations and the year of the Declaration of Independence. Individualism and unity. Capitalism and a republic. Both of those are what it means to be American. And I think that's what we're going to have to teach our youth. My 2 sons who are running around here somewhere or other riding some rides. If there's one thing I want to say when I leave office in January 2033, right, that's the destination, not November 2024. That's just a step along the way. January 2033, when I'm leaving office, I kind of want to say the same thing that Ronald Reagan said when he left office in January of '89. That we revived a sort of missing national character that we lacked when he took over office, when I will take over office. I want to look my 2 sons in the eye and know they live in a country where they and their generation are once again proud to be citizens of this nation. I believe that is possible, but it's going to require each of us doing our part.
And Iowa did theirs when we said no to CRT and that being taught in our classroom. So thank you, legislators, for helping me get that across the finish line. We appreciate your work on that, and we did that before anybody else was even talking about it. So we did that 2 years ago. It does start there. You can't teach these young people to hate our country and who they are. It's ridiculous. So